Forecast. Here's weather specialist Noor Afat.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. A little bit of a dreary day out there for the GTHA. Still feeling a little bit damp, but we are lucky enough to say we have seen temperatures climb to the seasonal range today. 4 degrees just now outside the Toronto airport with some breezy conditions from the north. We're expecting those temperatures to dip heading into the next few hours and into the overnight, still hovering around that freezing mark, a little bit below. But of course, the rain earlier today in the forecast was heavy at times into the morning. If you were up into the overnight hours, there was some mixing involved, but it's safe to say we are starting to see a bit of a spring-like look, at least for today, across large parts of Ontario, and those temperatures have felt closer to normal for many. 5 in Windsor, 5 in London. That's down, of course, from some double digits earlier in the week. 5 in Peterborough, 1 in the Kingston region. Now, don't be fooled. Just because we've seen some rain doesn't mean the snow is out of our forecast just yet, and that includes tomorrow. We were originally expecting a mostly sunny day, but it does look like we will see those sunny breaks late into the afternoon, early evening. For now, a cloudy start to your Monday. The snow starts to move in afternoon hours, lingering a little bit into your early evening around areas like Cobourg, potentially Port Hope, and then things start to dry up. Will it be the end of the snow? Not just yet. We'll tell you how things are looking like as we head into the final full week of March and the full forecast. For now, plus 2 degrees, your high in Toronto, so taking a hit with those temperatures. Those will also be on the recovery, and I'll tell you when in the full forecast. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. Sky Tracker forecast with our Noor Afat, and it's springtime, but it still kind of feels like winter in a lot of places. Yeah,
unfortunately, Kevin, temperature-wise, many of our communities in central and eastern Canada have been looking at below-average conditions. Also, of course, you must have noticed all that snow that we've been getting the past little while. We'll continue to see it in the coming days. There is a recovery when it comes to that precipitation, though. Let's take a look. Well, we were feeling the seasonal temperatures today in Toronto. Tomorrow, we start to dip below seasonal, as many have in the past little while, or as many will in the next 24 to 48 hours. 2 degrees for that high by the afternoon. You can see a late arrival of those sunny breaks, and there is a chance, of course, to see those flurries into the afternoon hours, a bit on the breezy side as well from the north and northwest. So you'll feel a bit of a chill, especially under that cloud cover. The ridges in the jet stream not as pronounced as what we've seen before, and so some of those temperatures not as exaggerated as we were seeing earlier in the week. 10 degrees in Calgary is above seasonal, but it is closer to their seasonal range of +6 to +7, so a bit of a ways away from that +18, +19 that we were seeing just last week. Here, starting to see those temperatures moderate around Atlantic Canada in the coming days after a slight dip in those temperatures, and they're also expecting heavy snow in the next 24 hours. So everyone really dealing with this snowy spring so far, including this side of the country. We're seeing that flurry activity push into the afternoon. Could be heavier around the St. Catharines region, maybe around Norfolk County as well. Heading to the evening hours, drying up, some sunny breaks. Tuesday morning, sunny breaks expected, and then we see another round of snowy conditions, very brief around Peterborough, Muskoka, into Kingston and Trenton as well. Wednesday, starting to see more messy precipitation push in. Have you gotten the hint yet that this is going to be a bit of a messy stretch in the coming days? The good news about that snow, though, is that we're only expecting really trace amounts for much of the communities that are seeing it, including in cottage country, all the way into your Wednesday. So not expecting a whole lot, or not worried a whole lot when it comes to the precipitation, or the accumulation rather. How about the temperatures? I told you we're going to recover in both ways. 8 degrees on Wednesday, 11 on Thursday with some showers. We cool down for the weekend, and then we climb back up. 9 degrees by Sunday. A lovely sunny stretch, it seems, as we close out the week.
A warning from the Toronto and Region Conservation Authority. Watch out for the waterways. The TRCA issued a water safety advisory today saying heavy rainfall combined with warmer temperatures and melting snow could cause water levels to rise and lead to potential flooding. Residents are urged to stay away from rivers, streams, and shorelines. As for when things might dry up, well, we'll check in now with weather specialist Noor Afat. Noor, what do you got?
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Well, if you're talking about the next few hours, overnight and into tomorrow morning, you can expect conditions to be dry for those in the GTHA. If you are outside of that region, southwestern Ontario, for example, you are still looking at some wet conditions earlier into the evening tonight, and you will see some more of that, well, not wet weather this time, but snowy weather heading into the day come tomorrow. That advice, though, from the TRCA, very important, not just for those rainy days, but in the days ahead as we see thawing temperatures in the coming days that will prompt that snow to melt, including today. We were lucky enough to see a return to seasonal temperatures across the GTHA, well above average again for southwestern Ontario, although down from those incredible 20 to 22 degree highs earlier in the month. We will be feeling a little bit of a cool down heading into the day tomorrow. I should say a little bit of a chill in the air as those winds start to pick up by the late afternoon and early evening. For that matter, though, mostly dry conditions across the GTHA, even a chance to see some sunny breaks early in the morning. But then as your afternoon progresses, here's a slight chance to see some flurries around the Golden Horseshoe, pushing further into southwestern Ontario, clearing up very quickly before we head into the late evening. So in Toronto, those temperatures will be taking a hit and we'll feel a bit cooler with those breezy conditions. 2 degrees your high, but there is a chance to see some sunshine. I'll tell you when we can recover temperature-wise and sunshine-wise in the full forecast. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. All right, we have our Noor out here for the forecast, and Noor just feels like we got 1 foot still in winter while we're trying to step over to spring.
Yes, Kevin, it's a very confusing time, to say the least, for many in central and eastern Canada. I like that 1 foot reference because many in southern Ontario, southwestern Ontario are feeling the spring-like temperatures, but they can't escape the messy weather, the snow, mixed precipitation. Of course, as you head further east into Quebec, things are cold and snowy. Let's take a look at how that's going to fare through the rest of the week. Your temperatures will take a slight hit tomorrow with a high of 2 degrees in Toronto, but yes, they will be on the recovery heading into the middle of the week. Some sunshine in the forecast amid mostly dry conditions, and it looks like we've got some clear breaks heading into the evening and overnight. We are seeing a ridging pattern in the jet stream, not as pronounced as what we've seen earlier in the month, and that's around Western Canada. So they are still seeing warmer conditions, or milder conditions, I should say, warmer than usual, but not as pronounced again as what we saw earlier in the month. So 9 in Calgary, down from plus 19 or 18, and for that matter, the double digits will continue into the Vancouver region. 11 degrees finally, with some dry conditions after that intense and severe atmospheric river lasted about a week for that region. Some snow in the forecast again tomorrow. Flurry activity very brief around southwestern Ontario, parts of the Golden Horseshoe. As we head into the evening, that clears out, and there's sunshine in the wake of this Tuesday morning. Quickly clouding over, though, with some snow mostly headed towards Cottage Country and the east, areas like Ottawa and into Kingston. Areas like Bowmanville, maybe into Pickering, could see some brief mixing. Very brief. Again, nothing that's going to ruin your evening. As we head into Wednesday, guess what? More gifts from Mother Nature, this time on the wet side in Toronto, although there is some mixing involved, again with that snow as you head towards Cottage Country and further east. So, as I mentioned, we are going to see those temperatures recover to seasonal, if not above seasonal conditions in the next few days, and we will see the sunshine as well. The problem is those two things won't come at the same time usually. So 8 degrees on Wednesday, 11 on Thursday, but it's still expected to be rainy for that matter. As we see the sun return, Friday it cools down 1 degree, 4 degrees, but Sunday looking quite swell. A mix of sun and cloud with 10 degrees expected for Toronto. Can this remain the way that we're forecasting it now? Fingers crossed you get the best of both worlds heading